We're going to be honing in on some of the activity we're seeing over in Ghana. This in a context where we've had Ghana revise its economic growth to 4.1% from the earlier 4.7 estimate. And to do just that, to put the broad economic landscape under the spotlight, Otu Hughes, partner at Iroko Capital, joins us now. Thanks so much, Otu, for joining us this morning. Well, with this focus on Ghana today, we know that there's much hype around the growth potential this country boasts at the moment, with the oil production set to come on stream this year. What's your growth forecast looking like for Ghana right now? Is it in line with consensus?
Alishia, thank you very much. We definitely are in line with consensus. We expect growth for 2010 to be in the 6% range. However, the more interesting story on Ghana is growth 2011 and beyond, which we expect to be in the double digits range. We actually are looking at 10% range beyond 2011. Primarily that is because when you look at the current structure of the Ghanaian economy, your contributions from the top four components of the economy, gold, cocoa, remittances and tourism, all add up to about $7.5 billion US. We expect that when oil comes online late 2010 going into 2011 and beyond, that the oil contribution alone to the economy could be as much as that on an annual basis. So we are looking for some great growth going forward.
So where we hear about these huge implications for the economy, what exactly are the projections for this economy? Let's say in 5 years down the line, how much bigger an economy should we be expecting to see Ghana catapulted to?
We believe that the economy could double in the next 5 years, right? And to put some numbers to it, if you look at the 2009 numbers for the contributions to GDP, you had the top four, as I mentioned, contributing about 7.5 to 8 billion US. When we look at conservative numbers for oil production, assuming about 300,000 barrels a day of production and $75 oil alone doubles that part of it. So the oil coming on stream doubles that. Now the government imported about $1.5 billion of oil last year. So if based on conservative estimates of the government's contribution of the oil production, that could be taken out literally of that. So that structurally changes what happens in the country, and definitely great growth.
It also changes who ranks on the continent's biggest, ranks on the board of the continent's biggest economies, where we've got South Africa ranked #1 and Nigeria #2. I mean, where do you see Ghana actually ranking by then, 5 years down the line?
We view Ghana as a strong #3 in terms of its potential. And part of that is also from the fact that if you look at the estimates of the oil production along what we call the West Central Belt, some of the other wells which have been drilled have not been as successful as the Jubilee or the Tano oils coming out of Ghana. Yeah. So we think that there could be some, that there's been an overhype of the oil belt generally, and that is going to be more concentrated than people actually think it is.
Well, with that, to what extent are we seeing, or to perceptions shift around Ghana simply because of the return potential that this country is predicted to offer? Are we seeing a re-rating of Ghana as an investment hub?
I think we are, because if you look at the Ghana's traditional trading partners, US is now #4 on the list, and previously you've had countries like the Netherlands, Ukraine, Nigeria as well, and we are seeing more and more of the FDI coming in, and more of the tourism portion of this has also increased, which from our analysis is often a precursor to people being prepared to invest money in, whether you call them the frontier markets or the emerging markets. As people visit these places and they get more comfortable with it and they see the opportunities, it's easier for them to invest. And when you add to that also the fact that you are seeing more of or what we would call the repats, that is your Ghanaians or rather West Africans who've been trained abroad, have spent years working there, coming back to this part of the world with the expertise to contribute to the economy. That all adds to our belief that there's some great growth and great repricing and rebalancing of the risk involved in this part of the world, and Ghana in particular.
Well, what about as a trading partner here? I mean, are we going to be seeing a change in composition there with oil coming into the mix?
I believe we will, because currently Nigeria is one of the largest trading partners to Ghana. It's almost about a quarter of the trade that Ghana does, and most of that is from oil.
Yeah.
So there's going to be that change in the relationship when the Ghana oil comes online. And the U.S. also has been aggressive in this part of the world, looking to source oil, trying to diversify out of the Middle East. Right, so between Ghana and Nigeria contributing some of the U.S. oil as well, you're going to see more of a change in the trading partnership landscape, where